We reacted to what we saw on the sets because our set.
Just came along, meeting my manager the other day.
My very first audition, I got the job actually, but it was for theatre. It was in front of Stephen Berkoff for Coriolanus, a Shakespeare play, and I was only assisting the casting director. And on the second day, I asked him if I could read, and I was handing out everybody's sides, and he said, "Yeah, come in." And I read with 2 other actors, and at the end, he came up and said, "Yeah, I think I want you on board." And that was it. It was the most exciting day of my life. I was suddenly thinking, I have a job. I have a job as an actor, and it was my first audition.
And starting with Shakespeare when you can't really do better than
I
that,
know.
can you?
Well, you can't really do Shakespeare. You can't really do better than that, and you can't really do Shakespeare. So yeah, it was a baptism of fire.
Well, I see a lot of myself in the character. I think in order to, that's how I work at least. I have to be connected with the character. And if I can work with these guys, please make it happen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
My first audition in the States was for Zoolander. And I was on vacation, and my father's an actor, and he was shooting in LA, and I didn't have representation out there, but his agent asked if I wanted to go to an audition, and I thought it'd be fun. And it was, Ben Stiller was in the room, and it was just the most crazy thing ever, and I got the job. It was just 2 scenes. It was a tiny part, but it kind of gave me a very, I remember going back to Sweden after shooting that. I was only there for a week or 2, but I remember going back to Sweden and telling all my friends, like, oh, it's a piece of cake in Hollywood. You just like, you show up, Ben Stiller's in the room, and then you get the job. And then I 2 years later moved out to LA, and it took me 3 years to find the next job. So that was, yeah, my view of Hollywood was not quite accurate. I thought it'd be way easier than it actually was, and way less competitive.
What did they make you do? Did you have to do a model walk or any of the stairs?
A lot of blue steel, yeah, a lot of blue steel.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay.
Well, gee, that'd be going all the way back to high school, I think. The first audition I ever did was for something called Speech Team, where you got to, if you were good enough, they'd let you do a little monologue. So I went in and I made up a little story. I don't think I even had anything prepared. I just made up a story off the top of my head, and they gave me this little monologue that I never actually got to perform. I was the alternate, so, and the person who did the monologue competition never got sick, so I memorized it, but I never performed it. C'est la vie. Yeah.
Michael, please. Michael.
Yes.
Michael.
Una volta che uno fa questo film va via per rispetto degli altri, no?
Qui che lavora magari.
Michael.